Do you feel like people have forgotten about you? And if so, what is there that you want to remind them of?
No, I don't think they forgot. They know what I'm capable of. Like, they don't know what I've been through now, so they don't know what I'm about to give them now. So just be ready, man. I'm working hard every day in and day out. 2, 3 a days. Swimming in the ocean, facing all my fears. I'm ready. Like, don't worry, bro. Like, when I get a chance to come back and give y'all what I want, like, I'll be there. I'll deliver exactly how I'm supposed to. I just want to be at my sharpest. I want to be at my finest point.
So, first off, what it is, fight fans and family, it's the man Stan. Once again, you watching Stan on Business Boxing. Good news, man. Some real good news. So if you don't know who that is, you just heard, it is Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo is the older twin brother of Jermall Charlo. The same Jermall Charlo that is fighting this weekend against the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez. 2 undisputed champs, gracing the square circles. I've already said it, and I'm going to beat it like a dead horse. If you need to watch this fight. If you're a fight fan in general, watch this fight. This is the first time we don't have this in a 4-belt era. I cannot be happier about what's going to occur this weekend. But that being said, man, it ain't about Jermall. It's about Jermall Hit Man Charlo. Jermall Hit Man Charlo, on the scene with his brother. Both of them were at 154 one time. Jermall Charlo having wins over Julian Williams. He gave Julian J. Rock Williams his first ever L by knockout. Julian Williams was a bad boy, man. He still is. He just lacks a little punch resistance, in my opinion, nowadays. He also beat Austin Trout all those years ago at 154. Sergey Devonchenko, he beat in 2020 when Sergey Devonchenko was really still like, even now, he's still like just a very underrated fighter. But yeah, he beat him a couple years ago at 160, defending his belt at 160. In his last fight, he beat Montiel, which he didn't look too hot. But since then, man, he just hasn't had a good go at the boxing world. He's been having some mental troubles, and they've gotten the best of him. He's been very social media famous because of the fighting. He's been going back and forth with his woman and the mother of his children. And it ain't really, you know, been the best for him in the boxing world. Mentally, he hasn't been there. So as a result, he's been out the ring over about 2 years. A lot of people been asking questions about when he's going to return, because he still is the active champion at 160. I don't know how he's retained his belt. You know how boxing goes, but yeah, he's retained his belt at 160. And now we're hearing, confirmed by David Benavides, the Mexican monster, this other guy who has his name in a running for the Canelo Alvarez belt. I say the other guy because Jermall Charlo was the brother that was slated to fight Canelo Alvarez when we heard about this PBC deal. We know that he had been the closer brother, the brother closer to Canelo Alvarez as far as weight. Canelo Alvarez being the undisputed champion at 168, being a champion at 160, 154. So we all thought that was going to happen. I didn't, because I had understood that he was out of the ring for 2 years. If it was going to be anybody, it was going to be one of the Charlo brothers. This 154 champion jumping up out of left field is something I did not see coming. But like I said, David Benavides, he recently confirmed on a very small boxing podcast that in his bout with Demtrius Andrade that is going to be later on this year, his brother, Jose Benavides, is gearing up to fight Jermall Charlo in his ring return. Now, it's a lot to be said about that. Jose Benavides, you don't know who Jose Benavides is. He's the older brother of David Benavides. He's a smaller, older brother. He had fight with Terrence Crawford at 147. I think that was the first title defense that Terrence Crawford actually had after he beat Horn. Knocked him out in the 12th round. He also fought Danny Garcia, I want to say last year, in a 154-pound debut for Danny Garcia and Jose Benavides. Danny Garcia boxed him to unanimous decision. And he just had another fight. I don't know if it was at 160, but this fight should be at 160 if what David Benavides is saying is holding true. I cannot be happier about Jermall Charlo's ring return, because as far as ring wear and being in tough fights, yeah, he's been in some, but he hasn't had any brutal fights. He's still a fresh young champion at the end of the day, or not young champion, but seasoned prime champion. With him having this long layoff and these mental battles he's had to face, he left Texas, which is where his origin is. That's where his brother is. Most of his friends, Errol Spence, he's close to Errol Spence. Derek James, his trainer being Ronnie Shields, who was the initial trainer for Jermall Charlo. He's left and he's went to Pensacola, Florida. Pensacola, Florida with Roy Jones Jr., the man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, to train with him. And for guys saying that that's going to be his main trainer, I don't think that he's separating from Ronnie Shields. I think he just went up there to get away from the big city, a lot of distractions, and get his head in fight mode for his ring return. Pensacola, Florida, if you don't know about that, I'm in and out of Florida. Pensacola, Florida is a very laid-back, lax, quiet place. You think a lot of cows, you think a lot of open fields, pasture, and it's the perfect place to get mental stimulation and get yourself back into fight mode if you were Jermall Charlo. But with that interview he had, man, he's just letting us know, and I got to give him praise, man. He's just letting us know that he ain't out of this fight, this battle. He's going to be back better than he ever was. He's been in the ocean fighting his biggest fears, swimming, testing himself mentally, physically. And when he come back, it's going to be a Jermall Charlo we've never seen before. And if that's the case, things are really going to shake up, because Jermall Charlo was already a bad MF, a bad mother jumping into the ring. I actually, honestly, personally, I had Jermall Charlo being a little bit better than Jermall when they were both fighting. I always thought that both of the brothers had great ring IQ, great ring generalship. They were both disciplined, both good counter punchers. They could slug, they could bang. But the difference for me was, at least before Jermall Charlo got with Derek James, is Jermall Charlo had that equalizer. Jermall Charlo had real, essential knockout power. And that's what separated him from his brother. His brother has really developed some power at the higher levels. It's crazy because most of his knockouts are coming from the toughest opposition on his resume. So there's something to be said about Jermall Charlo in his own right. But I could not be happier. If this holds true, man, this bout should be at 160, because that's where Jermall Charlo's championship is at. And if he's coming back, his first fight should be to defend that belt. I think that would throw Jose Benavides right into the mix, because Jose Benavides has a name now. He's fought Danny Garcia. He's fought Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford being the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet right now. They'll put him right in the rankings to fight Jermall Charlo for his belt. And we're going to see what the young man has to offer, man. In that video, he's letting it be known that he's coming back stronger. We don't know what he's been through, and I got to respect that. I got to respect that. As a man, we got to respect that. We don't know what trials and tribulations he's really had to deal with and why he hasn't been in the ring. I'm looking forward to seeing a stronger Jermall Charlo. I'm looking forward to seeing a sharper Jermall Charlo. Maybe not in the first fight, but I hope to see him back like he hasn't missing a step from his last fight. And we could get that Caleb Plant fight that all of us want to see. Because what happened at that Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford presser backstage with Caleb Plant slapping him let us know that the Jermall Charlo of old was not there. Because had there been a Jermall Charlo of old, we know the Charlo brothers stay at somebody's throat. That would have been a full-fledged fight backstage. But at the end of the day, we got to respect the man for trying to put himself back together and pick the pieces up and return to the ring, the square circle, stronger and better than he was, both mentally and physically. No hate on that. Like I said, once again, it's the man Stan. You watching Stand on Business Boxing. Like, share, subscribe. Got another video coming at y'all today about the Mario Barrios versus Yordanis Ugas fight. That is the fight right before Erickson Lubin versus Jesus Ramos. Want to rap about that. Can't wait to see these weigh-ins today. Y'all tune in, man. It's fight. It ain't fight day yet. It's fight day tomorrow, but it's already here. Make sure y'all tune in and see this glorious bout we about to have between two undisputed champions. I'll catch y'all with another one soon. Run it back.